All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. We have two pretty major stories today that to me indicate a long-term bullish future for Bitcoin. Our top story is that Fidelity, a staple in the traditional financial world, one of the biggest investment companies definitely in America. I mean, this is a company that has notoriety throughout the entire globe. They have started to offer rewards, cryptocurrency rewards to their employees. This is recent news. I'm going to tell you all about this. And then the number two biggest story of the day is that French national TV, the French national TV station, has started to advertise Bitcoin ads on their TV. I'm going to show you one of these 18-second ads. It's basically talking about where to go and how to buy Bitcoin. Before we get to our top story of the day, Fidelity, let's actually talk about price. As you know, before Thanksgiving, about a week ago, Bitcoin had another local low, 6,500 about, and in the past week we have rallied up to about 8,000. Right now we're sitting at 7,700. Now, if we were to continue going lower on this channel, we could fall all the way back down to 6,300, low 6,000s. But you have to remember that we've already corrected over 50%. Maybe something more likely to occur is us rallying up over here, falling back down. Everybody's going to say we're going lower, but we form a higher low. And for the new year, for 2020, we break out, and we have a rather bullish 2020 and 2021. Before we get to the Fidelity news, let me just continue down this path because, we can think of Bitcoin short term, but I like to think of Bitcoin more long term. And in the terms of long term, Bitcoin's stock to flow model currently sits below stock to flow by 15 to 20%. It's not a race, but if you believe in the narrative, it's time to pay attention. And of course, we've seen it's like a rubber band. Bitcoin often snaps back to where it should be on the stock to flow. This is definitely not a short-term price indicator, but if you believe in the narrative, this might be a good time to buy. To go along with that, let's check this chart. Plan B, the guy who popularized the stock to flow Bitcoin model, said, "Call me crazy, but it wouldn't surprise me if Bitcoin closes 2019 above 10K. Opportunities like this, Bitcoin below stock to flow model 6 months before the halving, are rare." And we can see that is the case right here. Now, to put a final button on this, I thought this was a pretty enlightening chart. This represents every single before and after halving that Bitcoin has ever had. So this green line is this gray line is before and after the first halving. This green line is before and after the second halving. And this is where we are today. This orange, 6 months before the third halving. And it's interesting that you can see the cycle lows all took place around the same time, kind of get this rally consolidation into the halving. And then, if history is any indicator, we get the rally after the halving, especially 1 year after the halving. So it's pretty interesting. History is not necessarily, it doesn't have to repeat, but it often rhymes. And I think we are still early enough that we're going to still see something like this. Now let's get into the two top stories of the day. I want to talk about Fidelity, and I want to show you this 18-second Bitcoin commercial. And then we're going to talk about Binance, Cardano. It's going to be pretty quick. Top story of the day, Fidelity starts to reward its employees in cryptocurrency. Fidelity Investments, a multinational financial service giant, has started to incentivize its employees in digital currencies. They partnered with a company called SoftToken, and they are giving their employees ERC 1404 tokens. This is a token that is in a closed loop reward system designed to encourage employees to attend internal events and other activities. So it's like a corporate coin, obviously very centralized. It says here that the ERC 1404 token standard is ideal for rewards in companies like Fidelity, as it is designed to enforce complex regulatory requirements for blockchain-based assets, such as whitelisting investors or approving users to send and receive the assets. So this is a small story in the overall story of Fidelity, which in the bear market of 2018, in the bull market and consolidation of 2019, they have continued to build out, and they've continued to go through policy changes like this and you can see they're trending towards a cryptocurrency future. We also know that in 2014 or 2015, these guys said that's when we started mining Bitcoin. So the future is bright. And if you need a reminder of what's to come with Fidelity, they're set to launch a crypto custody service and trading platform. The company is, however, targeting only institutional traders, unlike its competitors in the market, which are building a retail client base. The crypto-specific arm of the company, Fidelity Digital Assets, just last week, we reported on this, they gained a license from the New York authorities so they can now offer digital asset trading services in the New York state. This is big. This is hard to get, and they're all set to launch a crypto trading company. They say by the end of this year, they'll be competing against the likes of Coinbase, Gemini, Paxos, Circle, except only for institutional traders. So this is an example of why the long-term future is bright. And then this is another example of just the awareness of Bitcoin and crypto is on a whole nother level. It's bigger than it's ever been. French national TV has started advertising Bitcoin. The French national channel, TF1, is the first national channel in France to begin broadcasting Bitcoin-related ads multiple times a day. The service being advertised is by a company called Coinbase, which allows people to buy Bitcoin in over 6,500 tobacco shops. You already knew about this, but now they're running ads for it. So the advertisement runs for 18 seconds and gives a brief rundown on how exactly this all works. So check out this advertisement.
Testnet présente le ticket permettant l'achat de Bitcoin. Retrouvez le ticket Testnet chez votre buraliste et gérez vos bitcoins avec notre application. Rendez-vous sur testnet.com. Le Bitcoin by Testnet.
Very sleek, very sexy, and there it is right there, TF1, France's national channel. So it's not nothing. This is the type of stuff we want to see to indicate that cryptocurrency and Bitcoin has a bright future. Finishing off, it says the cryptocurrency momentum in France just continues to grow. Coinbase announced its services just 2 months ago, and it's promoting itself on national television. I believe it was more than 2 months ago when the original story broke about 6,500 tobacco shops offering Bitcoin. Regardless, they're moving in the right direction, as you can see. We're going to finish off today's video talking about Cardano and Binance, and then this story right here. Let's talk about a new app that you can download today. It's called Fold. They've just emerged from beta, and if you're a fan of Bitcoin, you're going to want to download this free app. Fold is officially out of beta and has added a handful of new merchants and services just in time for Black Friday. So I actually downloaded this app, and so I can tell you it's pretty sleek. You can earn, they give you 20,000 Satoshis just for downloading the app. If you use anybody's referral code, feel free to shill your referral codes in the description, or you can use, or in the comments, or you could use mine in the description. But regardless, download the app and check out. You can earn Bitcoin back for everyday purchases. It's similar to Lolly. I like the companies they partnered with even more because things I go to, things I use, gas stations, on a daily basis. So the SatsBack app, which leverages the Lightning Network, announced today that it is now available on all iOS and Android devices. Previously, it was only open to a select few users who requested to access the private beta. Out of 11,000 people who requested, they accepted 3,000 users to test this out. And check this stat out. The initial users spent over $250,000 through the app, and they got a total of $20,000 in Bitcoin back rewards. And now this application is open to everybody. I like what the CEO said. He says, "We intend to become one of the top on-ramps for new users into Bitcoin. Being the most accessible and rewarding way to gain first exposure to Bitcoin, we hope to educate and navigate them about how to use it, save it, share it with family and friends." This is his aspiration for the company. If you want to learn more about the details of how the SatsBack works, this article goes into it. I'll leave a link to all this stuff in the description. But check it out. I thought it was pretty cool, and I wanted to refer it to you guys. This next story goes hand in hand with the Black Friday 30% off sales that are going on for pretty much all hardware devices. 30% off Trezor, 30% off Ledger. We have a Ledger affiliate link in the description. Not a Trezor, but they're both good. And this is a reminder, not your keys, not your coins. For instance, Binance suspended Cardano ADA withdrawals right before the Shelly incentivized testnet. Why is this a thing? Well, it's because people were trying to get their ADA off the exchange so they can have it for the snapshot, so they would be able to stake it for the incentivized testnet. And Binance didn't let this happen. This is actually a huge deal. What's the betting that Binance wants to add a nice big fat snapshot of ADA to increase their holdings at all little guy's expense? What other possible reason could it be that these withdrawals were frozen? Binance must take us for fools. I like what this guy said. And it's just a reminder, not your keys, not your coins. That is it for me today, my friends. I want to hear all about your Bitcoin related Thanksgiving stories in the comments. If you talked about it at all, I hope you did. I bet by next Thanksgiving there'll be even more to talk about. Yeah, I know there's some exhaustion and kind of depression in the market right now, but looking at charts like this, see, we're right where we want to be. And with fundamental stories like this, we're right where we want to be. So anyways, I will see you tomorrow, my friends.